Yeah, it got really dark fast.
I promise. I dropped the phone.
And then, like, I have so much I could say about the third movie, but I'm not going to say it because I already did a video on it. So, and you know what? It's fine because I'm just going to throw it in here right now. I did a movie commentary of Spider-Man 3 with one of my best friends, and we were watching that, and we were having the time of our life, man. Like, there are parts where he was joking around because the part where he said, he was like talking to Peter, like, I accidentally shot your uncle. He's like, I didn't want it to go like this. He's like, but I had no choice. And he's just like, I needed money. And I just butted in and I said, so that made it okay to rob people. And so the scene kind of went on. It's just like, he said, so he said, I needed money and I was scared. And my friend jumped in and he was like, so I basically shot Uncle Ben 5 times in the chest. I was kind of like, wow. I was kind of like, he said I was scared of an old guy, so I shot him 5 times in the chest. I was just kind of like, well, you got a point.
I mean,
we're having this conversation. Why?
I had no choice.
Yeah, you did.
You can fight again if you want to. You're just gonna lose again.
Huh?
We always had a choice. You had a choice when you killed my uncle.
Dang.
My daughter was dying.
And?
Yeah.
I needed money.
Okay, that makes it okay to rob people?
Yes, apparently.
I'm joking.
I was scared.
So I shot him 8 times in the chest. I was scared. I was scared of an old man in a car, so I shot him 8 times.
point.
I'm like, it's like, I don't, anyways, I can rag on that so much. I'm not going to. And it seems like the chat's kind of calmed down a bit too.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, I know it's starting to get a little bit late where you're at, and it is late where I am at, so. But yeah, that's pretty much, I guess we're just making this a 2-parter. It's going to be a lot of fun editing this for me, but anyways, yeah, I was about to say, good luck to me. But, yeah, so that was basically what our thoughts were on the best Spider-Man. Again, Toby. But the reason why I brought this up too, which is kind of promotional for the newer movie, it is rumored, which it's not really too much rumored, but there were interviews with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield asking them if they're going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. None of them have ever given direct no's to those interviews.
It's not no. It's yes.
So there was their first interview was with Tom Holland back when it was 2 years ago when the newer Spider-Man movie came out, Far From Home. They were interviewing him saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in the newer movies?
I think I saw this.
And the actor who plays as Ned and the actress who plays as MJ in that movie, they're sitting next to him and they're talking like, yeah, that would be awesome. Tom stays quiet for the entire interview after that, taps his foot really fast, and gets really nervous.
Any chance there's a multiverse in which Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and your Spider-Man all meet together?
Clashing?
That'd be dope.
And then you can sort of just say that everyone just comes from a different universe.
But would you want that, though?
Would you want that? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah.
Would we want that? I mean, as a fan, I would.
So
because I've seen so many things where he'll give spoilers and like his co-stars will like cover his mouth. They're like, "Shut up."
yeah, he can't hold back his excitement or really stop. So he's holding back. That and there was an interview with Andrew this year where the guy's like, so what's the story on Spider-Man Far From Home? And he's like, there's nothing to tell. And he's like, I'm trying to convince everybody that, I'm not in this movie. He's like, but I'm not. And he's like, okay, so he's like, yes or no, are you in this movie? And he pauses for 5 seconds, and he's like, I didn't get a call. And I'm just like...
So it was an email.
Yeah, like... And the guy kind of looks like, huh. He's like, okay.
I don't know how to bring up the Spider-Man stuff because obviously I don't even want to ruin anything if there is something to ruin, except to
there isn't anything to ruin, bro. I had to just quickly cut you off. I feel like I haven't I just said that?
You have. I just want to get really clear. I want this is the unequivocal yes/no answer.
I did not get a call.
Maybe they shot you guerrilla style, like in Mainstream on the street.
All right. So that right there lets me know he's probably in there. And Toby, he's been we saw, there was a photo that someone got of him going to this warehouse. This warehouse actually did some costumes for prior Spider-Man movies. So he was going there, and then he was coming out. So people are assuming that he's getting some test fittings for suits in that one. That, and he's been completely avoiding interviews and stuff like that. So,
I mean, it's looking like.
it's looking like it, and it's already confirmed to be a Spider-Verse movie. So it would be. But I'm not gonna say anything else because I know a couple of things that are going on with plot details and stuff like that. Because like I said, I do a lot of movie stuff, so I like to know ahead of time so I know when I'm gonna discuss my topics. But yeah, I know some stuff's gonna happen, and I think a lot of people are gonna be excited for it. I'm not really that excited for Tom Holland. I'm just excited to see Toby back. Which sounds so mean of me to say.
I mean, no, but yeah, but no. Because Toby just sold it. He was perfect. He was the perfect Spider-Man. Tom Holland's good at what he can do, but he just can't do much.
Yeah, that's the thing. And he can't really sell emotional moments either. Like that Iron Man death scene in Endgame, which a lot of people hopefully seen that movie by now. But that scene where he walks up, he's like, Mr. Stark, hey, we did it, sir. We did it. Come on, Mr. Stark. And Pepper's like, kid, move aside. Let me do the emotional moment.
Exactly.
She's like, just let the professional do it. All right, Tony, it's gonna be okay. You can rest now. I'm like, yeah, Tom can't really he can't really sell emotional moments.
Cannot.
No, but you know what? I think Willie says I love the Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're good. It's just I don't really dig the newer ones as much.
It's just based on preference, like what you like, what type of acting, or actors you like personally, or what you want to see in the movie. It's just based on personal preference. I know one of the biggest reasons I don't like Tom Holland is because tons of girls my age do. And that's one of my biggest issues with him. Not him personally, just I'm not gonna join the club. It's not in my head.
Yeah, not anybody would want to get with that. Like, first of all, look, the thing I'm saying right now is, Peter Parker in the comic books, he's always been like, the type of person who's like, no one would look twice and then be like, oh, cool, he's cute. I want to get with him. He's the type of guy that everybody will walk right past and wouldn't really invite him that much to prom. No offense to Toby, but he puts that part.
That is exactly. I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to one of my family members about it too, and I was like, "Freaking Tom Holland nowadays is considered too much of a heartthrob to really sell Spider-Man the way he was intended to be sold."
Exactly.
It's not working.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like this is like I don't know. It's just he doesn't look like an everyday guy. He literally looks like he should. At this point, he might as well just be modeling for money. He shouldn't be working for the Daily Bugle. Like even Zendaya in the movie was kind of looking was like, oh shoot, he's hot.
Like one of the prettiest girls on the planet was even checking him out in the movie. Like,
and they said in that scene that was all a natural reaction too, because they said they didn't tell her that was going to happen.
Really?
Yeah. So that was her actual reaction, and she just went with it.
I mean, good going, I guess.
I mean, I guess it was just like I was just kind of looking. I was like, you know, maybe this isn't the best Peter Parker.
Really, no.
Then he says he's like, no offense, but like he doesn't like. People are like, oh, he quips. I'm like, he doesn't actually like quip. You know, like he all he does is just says random. He says random stuff in all those scenes. Like he'll be like, hey, Mr. Stark, that's huge. Oh wait, oh look at that thing. Whoa, oh my god, that's awesome. Whoa, yo, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He over tries to sell how young he is. That's the whole point of like Tom Holland. Is like, oh, I'm 15. I'm young. You know, you sure that's young, but I'm 15. Like.
That made me okay. Like look, me, and this may not affect everyone else the same, but me, you know, I'm an artist. All right, like everybody knows that. I love drawing. I love working with objects. I like practical stuff in movies. Like I love it when people actually make costumes and like it's really there's something magical about when you know stuff is real and they're like, you know, oh, they made that suit for real. Why do we need a CGI Spider-Man suit?
It's one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Like.
It looks weird. Like he doesn't look like he's actually there sometimes. It's kind of like you just see his floating feet as he's trying to run. I'm like, okay, so the CGI for Spider-Man in Homecoming, which this is kind of like I may offend some people by saying this, but let me tell you right now, those effects in that movie in Homecoming did not look as realistic as the Spider-Man 2 from like nearly more than 10 years ago.
I can agree with you on that. There were some like times I was like, hold on a second. I had to pause and actually like make sure, like, wait a second.
Yeah. Like I was kind of looking, I was just like, why the effects don't look as good as this from more than 10 years ago? This is kind of embarrassing, guys. Like I'm like, guys, like animate. Please do something. It's just, I don't get that. And it's just I don't know. Just
So my main page right now is on Instagram at music.life. It's kind of a long thing. Eventually we'll get that fixed. However, go check that out. I do a lot of covers. I am going to Nashville, Tennessee, actually this Wednesday to get some of my own original songs produced, which is super exciting. So stay tuned for that. I will be promoting those. Those will be out on all platforms. So if you have not, go check out my page. I have a TikTok as well, just kind of posting some video songs or some singing songs and some just like normal TikToks, I guess. Go check that out.
sorry. You said normal TikToks. I'm just like, oh, shoot.
No. However, normal for TikTok. I have a Spotify, so go check that out. I also have a YouTube, and go check that out as well. It was really a pleasure. Thank you, Isaiah, for having me. I had a lot of fun talking about and rewatching a bunch of Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate you for doing that. I mean, when you told me that, I was like, Dad, you really went all in with this one.
I like watching movies, so it's just like two birds, one stone.
Exactly that, and just I like I remember last time I was like, I remember watching or talking to you, and I was like, which one do you like more? And then you're like, I was like, Marvel or DC, and you're like, are you kidding? It's Marvel. I'm like, oh god, Marvel. This is a Marvel fangirl, ladies and gentlemen. And you accepted it proudly.
Glad to represent.
You know what? It is what it is. I mean, I like Marvel. I'm not even gonna lie to people. Like, I just like DC, but I like Marvel too. But yeah, I like that was very awesome of you to do. Like, and like I said, it was just normally if I jump into stuff like this, I want to rewatch stuff like that. But you went the extra mile and did that, so I really appreciate that you did that.
Of course.
And thank you guys once again for joining on the stream. And if you guys are on YouTube, thank you guys very much for watching. And I hope you guys like the video, share it around, and about to do my cringy outro. But you know what? Do I have to do this stuff like live or anything? I've never done this with an extra guest.
You really do, though.
If you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe today to join the Isaiahization. Got that cringy outro out.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it.